Alright, when the video's over, you can help. Okay? Alright, now you be quiet until I'm done. Okay? Let me finish. Hey friends, what's going on? I was asked by a Facebook friend on how to attach items to Molle webbing, and that's what we're going to do. First, the ambient noise in my office just does not sound right. You know what? Let's roll in some natural nature sounds right here. Ah, that's much better. Okay, what we have here, we have two pouches. This is kind of a knockoff mil-spec pouch, and you can tell by looking at them. And this is something I'll be trying out later. And this here is a genuine mil-spec pouch. I've had this one for 6 years. As you can tell, she has been through heck and back. The way to tell if you've got the proper pouch or not, there's a couple things you want to check out. First, you want to look here as your zigzag stitches. You want to see if they're real tight, such as this one. Also, how this is looped back, like that. You're going to have a third stitch going down it right there, your third stitch, which makes this a lot more solid. Let's take a look at the kind of knockoff pouch we got. As you notice, we do not have the third stitch right there, and your zigzag patches on the Molle webbing are not as tight as they are on the regular mil-spec. In fact, that one doesn't go all the way down right there, if you can see that. Okay, we're going to do this to a Molle belt, and that was the question he had, that is attached to his Alice pack. Okay, let's do this one first. Okay, first thing you want to do, and we'll break out the Alice pack here in a minute and I'll show you, is you want to find out where your last loop is going to be. What I mean by is, after you get your frame attached to your pack, you're going to find out which is your last loop. So on my Alice pack, this is it, and this will be the other loop. The reason is, if you put it on your forward loop, such as this, when you are hiking, you're going to hit your hand up against that. So we don't want that to happen. Now this is the way I see a lot of people put this webbing on. It works for just average hiking, but not so much if you're going to do some serious bushwhacking. Because what they do is they run through the first loop, and boy, this one is a brand new belt, real tough. And we go through the second loop like so, and that's how they attach it. And yeah, it does work. Let's go ahead and run that one through. And the second one there, and we're just going to go ahead and snap this in place like that. And that one there, and that must have been a frog we heard in the background. So yeah, they put those in there like that, and yes, it does work in a pinch, but notice how much play we have in the pouch. Not good if you want to run or do some bushwhacking. So we're going to go with this side here, and make sure we got a good camera view. And we're going to use our last two loops here. This is our first loop. This will be our second loop. This is going to be a little bit harder, and it's extremely hard when you have the pack attached to the frame. So we're going to go in. Our first loop's right here. So. Now we're going to take this, and we're going to run it through the first set of loops on the pouch, like so. Ooh, you know, for being 6 years old, this thing is really tough. We're going to flop it down like this. Now, notice we got our first web locked in right there. Now we're going to come down here, and we're going to run it through, attempt to run it through, so we get the right loop. This loop there, and we're going to run it through this loop here. Okay, now we got it locked in. We're going to go up here and go through this one like so, and repeat on the other side. And of course, we are going to snap into place. Maybe. There's one. And we have two. Oh boy, that is a pain to get in there. Okay. Now we got it into place. I want you to look at the webbing. See how it is looped into the webbing and it's secure? Notice if you start taking off running, that pouch is not going to go anywhere. All right? A little demo on the other pouch we put in, and this has nothing in it. And we're going to take off running. Look how much play you got. So you don't want that when you're hiking. That'll throw your weight off. There's another thing you can do, and they'll say this pouch is too low, but I've used it before and I know where to set it. You can actually raise this up by going, instead of this loop here, go through this loop right here, and then put this loop on top of that loop, which will raise this pouch up, I want to say at least a good inch or so. Alright, so we got our pouches on there. Next thing we need to do is break out the Alice pack, and I'll show you how fun this is to put on with the belt. And okay, we have Alice here, and she is slightly loaded, and this is not a good time to be attaching pouches to her. It's going to make it a little bit harder. Alright, so first thing I want to show you, as you notice, here's our last loop, or first loop as I call it. Okay, so we're not using this piece of these two webbings here, so we're using the first and second webbing on the pack. As you can see, if I do it here, when you're hiking, my arm is going to hit the pouch. Not good times. But back here, it doesn't hit. So the first thing we're going to do, now I already run this one low. We can make it go higher like this, but I do run it a little bit lower than normal. So we're going to go through this one here, and you can tell there's been a pouch on there. Yeah, same thing we did last time. We're going to run it through our loops. Like so. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Oh, there we go. I spoke a little too soon on this one. Tighten this up. And run that through there. And we're going to snap them down. With having this set up this way, and not the other way where it was a little loose, like so. Let's say you're hiking, okay, and you're going up and down some hills, and one of these come unsnapped. It's still going to stay on there, okay? Our second one going to come unsnapped. It will still stay on the pack. Now to take this off, it's very simple. You're going to reach up, and you're going to grab that top loop, and you're just going to pull it out. It is a pain in the butt. Do the same thing with the second one. Boom! You are free. So that's the way I attach pouches to Molle webbing. Alright? If you have a different way you do it, or you've got a better way, I'd sure like to hear about it. Please throw it down in the comments section. Speaking of that, comments are more than welcome. Heads up, it does take me a little while to answer them because of my work situation, especially right now. And like always, friends, thanks for watching. Alright, Scott, you ready to be in the video? You are? Here, let me put the light on you. Let me turn the light around. There you go. Alright, say hello, Scout. Say hello. You've been so quiet and good. You a good boy? You are a good boy? Really? Is this your cameo? Oh, okay. You got anything to say to anybody? What are you saying? You gonna say until next time? No. Say until next time. Alright, say goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. No, say goodbye. Okay, goodbye.